How's it going, Laser Bruce's up? I'll be Sixkilla and welcome back to Quantum Suicide. Now, we finished off most of the main bits and pieces around here. Or at least as much as I know how to do. We have 4 out of 5 words for the code. But we are missing the 5th word and I don't know where to find it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to cut here and I'm going to jump through a bunch of different paths to try and find anything new that I haven't found. If I find anything of relevance, I will bring you back. Until then, I'll be farting around. See you soon. Alright, so we are back in the one that we didn't get to the override code with, where we're the male Jordan, and we are in a relationship now with Kimiko, and we are both vampires. I'm her Clyde. Are you the vampire?
No, I am not. Are you?
I shook my head, perhaps a tad too vigorously, still trying to convince the others that this wasn't pre-rehearsed.
Then, shall we?
I nodded. After Beatrix and Nicholas were done inside, Kimiko and I replaced them.
Ah, if it isn't the lovebirds we've all been waiting for.
Di, I'd like to become a vampire. I'll be Kimiko's partner in crime.
Captain, do you agree with this? You want me to make him a vampire?
The captain paused for a second, then nodded in agreement, resolution strong on her face.
So romantic. Alrighty, please place your hands on the terminal so I can get you two hitched.
Together we place our hands on the terminal.
Congratulations! I now pronounce you Mr. and Mrs. Vampire. You may now suck the crew.
I laughed dryly without any real mirth. Thanks, Di.
Good luck, you two. I'm so proud seeing my babies all grown up.
We left the dining hall with relief. Di always managed to make situations as awkward as possible. Katashi and Melody passed us on their way inside. We found a position by the wall to wait until the end of the round, and Shizuka immediately approached us.
Hey, Captain.
Hey.
Are either of you the vampire?
Who, me? No.
Captain?
No, I'm not. Shizuka nodded, seeming content with our response. She drifted off, looking like she was now scoping out another pair to interrogate. Melody burst out of the dining hall entrance, with a very exhausted-looking Katashi dragging along by her hand.
I made a baby.
That's right. We both did.
I want to call mine Sprinkles.
Sprinkles isn't a real name, Melody.
Why not? Why is Melody okay, but not Sprinkles?
Katashi sighed, knowing it was impossible to argue with someone of her age.
Sprinkles is a beautiful name, dear.
Moments later, the first round came to a close.
Thank you all for participating in Vampire Children. Here are the results of round 1. Ta-da!
The results were pretty much what I expected them to be. Human babies 4, vampire children 1.
Round 2 starts now!
Di disappeared as I worked out the next plan of attack.
Sprinkles is one of them, right?
Yes, Melody. Di will look after Sprinkles for you until the game is finished.
Oh, okay.
Now that round 2 had begun, I'd need to make sure to breed in order to keep both Kimiko and me alive. The others are also milling around contemplating who to breed with. Shizuka took Melody by the hand, leading her to the dining hall. From the looks of the room, I had 3 options. Last time we went with Beatrix, I think. So this time we're going to pick Nicholas in our vampire child thing, and maybe that will bring us to a different conclusion? Nicholas stood with his sister. I hesitantly approached him, expecting resistance from Beatrix. Nicholas, would you like to breed with me? Nicholas was intrigued by this simple question.
I might be the vampire. Now, why would you ask to breed without inquiring first?
Yeah, sailor. You got a death wish?
Oh, okay. Well, if you were the vampire, I'll ask Katashi instead. I walked away, stopping when I heard Nicholas call me back.
Wait.
He'd fallen for my bluff. Nicholas was never very good at reading people, considering how smart he was.
I apologize. I was unsure if you were the vampire. But now I am convinced it is Shizuka and Katashi.
Why would it be them?
It makes sense that the vampire would use Melody as easy initial prey. Katashi bred with Melody in round 1.
No one would
knowing
do that.
She will go on to breed with 2 more people without arousing suspicion.
No one would do that, except Beatrix. Beatrix is the only one monstrous enough to sacrifice a small child. Yeah, that sounds right.
Let us breed once Melody and Shizuka return.
I can't believe they're using Melody like that. It's disgusting.
Nicholas and I entered a minute later.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't expecting company.
Di, we would like to breed.
Straight to business as always, eh, Nikki? It's one of your best characteristics. Please place your hands on the terminals provided to unite your genetic code.
Nicholas looked slightly uncomfortable as he did.
Congratulations! You have successfully created offspring. Woohoo! Even quicker than usual, eh, Nikki?
We left, wisely deciding not to engage Di. Kimiko and Katashi brushed past us, quick to replace us inside. Shizuka's totally gonna
Thank you
knock
again
on
for
us.
another thrilling round. I will now display the results after round 2.
The results were displayed, and again as expected. 2 human babies created, 2 vampire children created. 6 and 3.
Which starts now.
One more round and everyone will be turned.
This game is starting to heat up. It's gonna be a great final round. I'm glad you finally arrived.
Dai dashed back into the dining hall. Before I could even consider my next move, Shizuka addressed the whole group. There we go.
Can I please have everyone's attention?
We all turned to face Shizuka as she spoke.
I know who the vampire is.
What? How did she know?
He and the captain are both vampires.
Excuse me?
I'm really sorry about this, Captain. I know it's you and him.
What? We're not the vampires?
Yes, you are.
Prove it.
Okay.
I racked my brain to try and imagine what her proof could be.
In the first round, one vampire child was created. That means that either Katashi and Melody, Beatrix and Nicholas, or you and the captain are the vampire pair. In round 2, 2 more vampire children were created.
So?
Only one of the couples had both people play again in round 2.
She was right. Damn, she was more onto it than she let on.
Which means that you and the captain have to be the vampires.
Shizuka addressed the crew en masse once more.
If you aren't the vampire, I am asking you to not breed this round, knowing that I will die if I'm wrong.
Putting your own life on the line to prove a point? I can respect that, Shizuka.
Very well. Neither my sister nor I will breathe this round.
Katashi nodded, clearly agreeing with this plan too.
2 children is already too much for me to handle.
Know the feeling. Shizuka turned to the now despondent captain and me.
Sorry, guys. You lose.
The captain and I stood in stunned silence, our world crashing down around us. Dai poked her head around the door.
Really? No one's breeding? I know parenting is hard, but really?
No, Dai. We just know who the vampire is already.
Nothing's changed.
Damn it, Shizuka. Stop ruining my games with your nerdy gamer logic.
Sorry, Dai. It's my only strength, so I'm going to use it.
Dai appealed to the rest of the crew.
So no one wants to breed?
No one stepped forward. Dai sighed with disappointment.
I guess that brings this game to its conclusion. Thank you for playing Vampire Children. Still my favorite game to date, despite stupid Shizuka ruining the ending. And as you know, here is the final score.
6 and 3.
The vampire has lost.
Yes. Wait, vampire singular? Surely she means vampires.
Congratulations! You've lost this round of the game, which means you've won an early exit from this ship.
What?
Sorry, Captain, but they were the vampire.
I know he was. I made him one!
Dai ignored the captain.
If you would, please do me the honor of spinning the wheel of fatalities.
Absolutely not!
Having a rough time there, Captain? First Yoshiki and now them.
I was the vampire!
I was unsure exactly what was happening. Kimiko was right, she was the vampire. I just partnered with her.
Dai, I'm gonna have to agree with the captain on this one. I'm sure she is the main vampire, and he is Clyde.
Oh, and how do you figure that?
I asked her if she was the vampire, and she has a really obvious tell.
That's not proof at all, you know, Shizuka.
Kimiko lost her cool entirely. She was angrier than I ever thought possible.
Why are you not following your own rules?
Are you accusing me of cheating?
Yes, I am. You're cheating! I should have lost! I did lose! Kill me!
What's going on here?
I'm sorry, but you won't be dying today.
Suddenly, the figure of a woman burst into the dining hall. What's going on here? See, this didn't happen last time. Is it because we played through the female side and this happened when we were the girl? Beatrix?
Is that you?
You're alive?
You're a girl. An attractive girl.
Well, of course I am. The girl part, at least. Wait, that voice sounded strangely familiar. Was that me? Jordan? Yeah, and you are? Jordan. The pocket watch worked. See, this is great. We did it. We definitely did it. I clasped the hands of my female doppelganger tightly and we jumped gleefully in celebration. Yeah?
I hate to interrupt this beautiful moment you're having with yourself. It's just that I have a job to do and, as such, I have to kill you. Well, one of you at least.
You lost the game. Well, yeah, Kimiko and I were the vampires, but we failed to create enough vampire babies. Wait, so Kimiko has to die as well? See, even the girl knows I'm supposed to die too.
I'm sorry, Capitan, but you're going to be disappointed.
I lost the game! They are your rules!
You want to die?
If dies, then I die too. As I should!
I thought back over the rules of Vampire Children. Wait, she's right. In a Bonnie and Clyde scenario, both should die in the event that they lose. Isn't that right, Di? Di seemed to be nervous for the first time ever.
I don't remember saying that.
But you did. What's wrong? Why do you want to kill the captain?
That was never a rule.
But it was, look. I pulled out my tablet and played the recording of Vampire Children explanation. Indeed, there it was. Why was Di lying? She was clearly disregarding her own rules, plain as day.
Enough!
I once had an ounce of respect for you, Di. At least you stuck to the rules before. But now?
You will die now!
You will have to kill me!
I watched myself walk to the dining hall for the second time in as many minutes. There were now 3 of me. What? Looks like I arrived in the nick of time.
What is this? Are you replicating yourself?
What the fuck is happening? I'm clearly not a replica. I'm much better looking.
Amen to that.
I may look like a replica. In fact, I'm another version of Jordan. I look totally perplexed.
Stop this nonsense! I want an explanation.
You know how you were trying to reduce the population? Well, it's sharply increasing. Very well, I'll do my best. The room fell sullen, breath bated. After generations of research, I and countless other versions of myself have created a way to travel between dimensions.
So, you're living proof of the multiverse theory?
Correct.
What is the manner of your travel?
That is a very good question. In a multitude of dimensions across the universe, the multiverse, we have created the pocket watch. This one? The female version of me pulled a watch from her pocket. Correct. This watch is a quantum computer that is also an omnidirectional antenna.
Meaning it can send and receive information?
Yes, this allows the watches to speak to each other. They are capable of breaking biological forms into raw data, before transferring that data to the recipient watch, which then reassembles the biological form of the data in the dimensions that it occupies.
How is that even possible?
Since humans first started researching genetics, it was only a matter of time until being able to break down the human body and brain into data. We aren't as complex as we all like to think. So how does the watch activate? 2 conditions must be met for the watches to start synchronizing. First, an identical watch must exist in another dimension, and second, you must be within range of a black hole. A black hole? Why? Black holes are the keystone of the watch design. The watches are able to transfer data via extremely high frequency waves. You might know them as gamma rays. It sounds incredibly dangerous. Yes and no. My main point is that it can only connect to another watch if both are in the proximity of a black hole. So why a black hole? Because that is how dimensions may be connected. Think of an endless number of sheets of paper stacked on top of each other, unimaginably close but never touching. A black hole penetrates that paper, creating a small conduit between them. The watch allows the user to utilize that connection and stream the data that makes up their existence to another dimension. So we're basically traveling through a black hole. Not exactly, the data that comprises you does, but your physical form cannot. And that is why we don't suffer from the high doses of gamma radiation. Looks like he hasn't traveled before. He nudged the female version of me, who laughed and gave him a knowing look. When recreated on the other side, you'll feel nausea for the brief exposure to the residual radiation, but it isn't life-threatening. Not as far as we can tell, anyway. I struggled to swallow the enormity of the revelation, and I could see that everyone else was having an equally hard time absorbing it too. The watch? Interdimensional travel? It was truly incredible.
Alrighty then. I know this is rather unprofessional of me, but I'm making an exception for this round.
What are you talking about?
Well, seeing as there are 3 of you, I'm going to kill all 3. Looks like you won't be dying alone after all.
I'd almost completely forgotten. Do you have this issue in your dimension too? No, but I know how to access the system to put in the override code.
What? I will not allow this.
The dining hall is now in lockdown. Please, may I have your tablet? I handed it to him. He swiped and tapped a few times before handing it back to me, fully connected to the ship's mainframe. Just type the override code in here, and we can all head home. The tablet keyboard is case sensitive. Please use lowercase for all operations. I don't know it still. I don't know what it is. Well then, you may have just signed 3 death sentences at once. Haha. Dead. So we can put the override code in there. So does that give us... Alright. So now we can get to here. Okay, so as we have run through all of this and we're unable to find any new words, it must be the English translation, right? It must be through hardship to the stars. That must be the code. That's 5 words. It's the only option we've got. So we're gonna jump in here. We're gonna do it until we get it right. And then we're gonna do ending after ending after ending after ending. I don't know how many episodes that'll take. Obviously there's a lot of endings to do, so it could take a while. But let's see what happens anyway. See if we can get it done. I know it. And it says we have to do it in lowercase completely. Through hardships. To the stars. There we go, chapter 5. Text sprawled across the terminal screen. Input accepted. Suddenly the server room was plunged into darkness. Nothing. After what felt like an eternity, the lights flickered back on. Override authorized. Wait, it worked? AI system now being formatted to factory settings. Please wait. Wait, formatted? But AI system now operational. Just as she'd done many times before, I appeared in front of me.
Hello, I am AI model Everett 11037. It is a pleasure to meet you.
It's me.
Hello, me. It is a pleasure to meet you.
No, sorry, my name is Jordan.
Hello. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Suddenly the captain came charging into the server room.
What is happening?
I formatted
Wait, what?
I had the chance and I couldn't let it pass. The captain looked over at I, who was standing smiling, awaiting any instruction. I could see a wash of grief run over the captain's face.
Status report.
I didn't respond. I don't think she knows her name is I anymore. The captain nodded as she approached I, standing face to face with her.
Excuse me.
Hello. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Model number, please.
AI model Everett 11037.
From now on, you will be called I. Please respond to this name.
Are you the captain? I am only able to take such directive from the captain.
Yes. I am Captain Yukimori, second generation captain of the Everett.
Very well, Captain. My name is I. It is a pleasure to meet you.
I caught a glimpse of a small side smirk from the captain before she continued.
Do you know who Dai is?
I am unfamiliar with this person.
Do you have any directive to delete crew members?
I do not. I have no directive other than follow the captain's orders. Is that your order?
Oh, heavens no.
Very well. I will not delete crew members.
I bowed and smiled sweetly as if completely oblivious of how close to home that last comment was for us.
Please run system analytics and give me a full report on your operations. You are dismissed.
Yes, Captain.
I bowed and disappeared from the server room. The captain turned to face me.
You did it. You saved us all.
No,
We all owe you our lives.
I'm just sorry I didn't save us sooner. The captain smiled warmly at my response.
I am almost unsure what to do now.
Shizuka stormed into the server room. A look of panic was washed over her face.
Captain, the ship's lights all flickered and I can't find I anywhere. And I can't access any of the terminals in the bridge.
I know, Shizuka.
What do you mean you know? How are you so calm? We have lost control of the ship.
We have not lost control of the ship, and I is adhering to instructions from me.
Why can't I access any of the terminals?
They should be functional shortly. Here can explain further. I need to ensure that I is progressing well. Now, if you'll excuse me...
We did it. The captain slipped past the two of us and made her way from the server room.
What is happening? What did you do?
Shizuka, I accessed the main server and formatted I.
Wait, you what?
I formatted I. Shizuka stopped for a moment but was quickly overcome with emotions.
You mean you killed her?
No, I simply reset her to her original factory settings.
You might as well have killed her. She will never be the same.
But neither will die. Shizuka stopped in her tracks, her emotion disappearing as fast as it appeared, as she began processing what I just said.
If you format I, she will return to her settings before becoming corrupted.
Correct.
So Dai is dead?
I nodded enthusiastically.
We don't have to play the deletion game today?
I shook my head.
You saved everyone?
I nodded once again.
Oh.
Shizuka suddenly seemed incredibly disappointed. I was a bit taken aback by her response. You would rather have me let Dai kill a few more people?
No, of course not. That's not it.
I could see something was really upsetting Shizuka.
Well, I guess now it's just a matter of kissing your princess and living happily ever after.
Shizuka,
What?
I don't have a princess. I can see Shizuka avoiding my eye contact, but listening intently. After all, what good is a princess if I'm not after a prize? I'm not after a prize.
Then what are you after?
My player too. Aw, that's cute. I swept Shizuka off her feet, pulling her into an embrace and kissing her passionately. She placed her arm around behind my head as she reciprocated my feelings. In future, I'll make sure that we beat the boss together.
Promise!
Every boss fight from now until forever is our boss fight. And that is how our happily forever began. And you loved happily ever after. We did a proper one, is that it? We did it. Dude, that was quite quick. Let's do the next one. we still gotta find like the true ending. There's gotta be some kind of true ending, right? So again, through hardship to the stars. A tablet spewed out a code-activated screen. The system override was now initiated. Dai vanished from the room without a word. System override in effect. User authorization accepted. Please choose how to proceed. I looked down at the tablet and saw that I had one more choice to make. Please enter boot preference. If no choices made, factory settings will be adhered to. Boot preference? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Okay, we'll do factory settings. There's something else there. I'm gonna write down that there's something in that particular spot. We're on the boys' side. There we go. Dai's AI is formatted. Suddenly the dining room fell into darkness. The male vision of me pointed at the female vision. Well, that's my cue, and yours to leave. He explained to her how to get back home before saluting everyone on the ship and pressing the button himself. He, just like I had done many times before, slowly dissipated before my eyes. The lights flickered back on. I slowly appeared in front of us all.
Good morning. I am AI model Everett 11037.
I? Sadness spread across Kimiko's face.
She's not I anymore. She's been reset.
I looked over at I, who looked no different than the I that I'd come to know and trust. Everett 11037, your name is I.
Are you the captain of this ship?
No, that would be me. Captain Kimiko Yukimori.
I turned back to me upon hearing Kimiko's words.
I must apologize, sir. Only the captain is authorized to give me a name.
Your name is I.
I bowed.
Very well. Good evening. My name is I. I am the Everett's AI system. I look forward to serving under Captain Yukimori and the mission's success.
Shizuka waved her hand in front of I as if she were blind.
How may I help you?
What is my favorite game?
Do you have time for games? Should you not be working towards the mission's goal?
Shizuka's face winced in grief, as did the others. I was there when each of them were born, and now the old I was, for lack of a better word, dead. The crew were grieving the loss of their crew member. Even the vocals seemed distressed. So if we can change that boot mode, maybe we can boot her back into current I, but without Dai.
And who might this be?
Melody's eyes filled with tears.
Why don't you remember me? It's me, Melody.
Melody? That is a pretty name.
Melody just started crying, unable to comprehend the situation.
I am truly sorry if I have caused any discomfort. How should I proceed, Captain?
Please do not concern yourself with it, I. We will all just need some time to readjust to the new you.
Captain, am I correct to assume that this means there's no longer a Dai?
The captain nodded.
Wait. Dai is dead?
Yes. By reformatting I, we have erased the orders that resulted in the formation of Dai.
Beatrix suddenly jumped excitedly, hugging her brother tightly.
Brother, this is fantastic news.
Yes, Beatrix, it is.
Melody stopped crying when she saw all the happy commotion.
No one else has to play Dai's games?
Not anymore. He saved us all.
Melody looked up at me with awe, her eyes still puffy from crying.
Monkey, you saved me?
I nodded and attempted to be as modest as possible. I guess I kinda did. Melody launched at me, wrapping her arms around my legs.
Thank you, Monkey!
Beatrix pulled herself off her brother to address me.
Better late than never, I guess.
She smiled while cocking her eyebrow in jest.
I would have liked to still have a father, but I am thankful to still have a brother.
Nicholas straightened his glasses.
I believe what my dear sister is struggling to verbalize is thank you.
Katashi chuckled at Nicholas's explanation.
I guess I too am thankful, kiddo. But I'll repay you in ways you could only dream about.
Money?
Cake.
Katashi screwed up his face in confusion at my answer.
Money? We're on a spaceship. Who has or uses money?
The entire crew began laughing. A sight I'd never seen before. It was like all the tension, all the fear that I'd woke up to weeks ago, melted away in an instant.
We all owe you so much.
Yeah, good game. Well played.
Thanks, Shizuka.
And now, with your parents' research and the Watch's potential realized, we have also managed to solve our resource crisis.
Kimiko was right. With our problems solved, we had best turn our attention to the original mission. And one that I'm now a part of, to find a suitable home for the future human race.
Now to complete our mission.
Kimiko reached for my hand, taking it in hers and squeezing it tightly.
Together.
Wow, we get credits this time. Wow. Wonder why this one calls credits. Maybe because it's not a relationship ending. I don't know. We'll let the credits roll. We're going to wrap this one up here, obviously. And in the next one, we're going to try and run through as many more of the endings as we can. Might be 2 more episodes. We'll do 1 or 2 more anyway. Unicorn's Revenge. Can we play it? I want to play it. Anyway, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for getting out for me, and I'll see you in the next one.
輝きを失った赤い目が睨む仮面をつけた教団の信者が胸を出しして立ちはだかるレイザーがいたら見合いで愛されなくていい手を離さないで得意を超えた先へ身で押せたら私たちを受け入れて手を離さないでいて私たちは悪望まずして生まれた幸運をもたらせば不幸ももたらす人と違うのは白い肌と髪人と違うのは赤い目だけなのに仮面をつけた教団の信者が4年に沿って狙いを定めるレイザーがいたら見合いでそれでは行きたい手を離さないで得意を超えた先へ身で押せたら私たちを受け入れて手を離さないでいて得意を超えてもそこではまた得意だった面白がられてはささやきさらされたどこに行っても人は同じだよレイザーがいい
Quantum Immortality.
Oh, honey, watch this. Sweetie, tell Daddy where we're going.
To the stars.